Year's to everybody who's been watching. Welcome to all the new people that have joined the channel. Thank you so much if you're one of the original subscribers or one of the people that have been with us for over the last 10 years that the channel has been around. I want to thank you for sticking with me as I talked about content that wasn't anything to do with the supernatural and spirit keeping. I did that on the latter half of 2024 because I wanted to help you guys learn more about self-protecting. From my faith side of things, I got the message that people were going to benefit from learning alternative methods of protection that extended beyond faith. No matter how you cut the cake and no matter how you slice this pie, you know, our channel talks about alternative faith. There is something to the mysticism, something to summoning in the Naruto videos, something to different types of faith, right? I didn't talk too much about the Christian stuff. I didn't talk too much about standard Christian stuff, right? I went hard on spirit keeping because I got the message that people needed to hear that back then as well. So I'm doing this video to tell you guys and some of my new subscribers who are looking for, you know, Second Amendment content, gun content, some of my commentary on this, on the self-defense videos is that I will be talking about faith. In fact, coming in 2025, there'll be a lot more videos. There'll be more of a balance, right? You're going to hear me talking about spirit keeping. You're going to hear me talk about the best bindings for people who do carry concealed. You guys might be saying, what the hell is he talking about? What do you mean bindings? What is this faith stuff? Well, if you're a fan of gun tubers, if you're a fan of Second Amendment rights and self-protector content, understand that there's plenty of channels on YouTube that talk about faith specifically for people who carry. Why, right? You might say, why? Well, because when you carry, you know that it's very likely that someone is going to pass on, right? Either you're going to be the one sending someone to the next life, or you may be someone that slips into the next life through a violent crime. Understand that when you make a decision to carry a weapon, you are, in all intents and purposes, very close to that threshold of death. You take it very seriously, and you have taken it so seriously that you've gone through the training. Hopefully you've gone through a selection process and decided to carry that weapon with you, and you're responsible. What prompted me to do this video? Well, I spent some time in Second Life last night when I'm, you know, on my off time away from the business, and I'm, you know, seeking community, right? I was seeking community with some of the people who would be considered, you know, my brothers and sisters in faith, in paganism, right? And they started talking about gun owners. I realized that it came from a place of ignorance. They don't understand gun ownership. It prompted me to do this video because I realized some of you guys are still watching A&E Rio, and you're wondering, hey, where's the spirit keeping? Where's the faith? Where's the faith? I wanted to tell you guys that some of you might be put off because of the gun content. Don't be. Understand that there are people who want to protect themselves, right? And if you want to do it reliably, if you want to do it safely, that is my primary content, and secondary is the faith. Okay, so if you are someone who has watched many YouTube videos and they've talked about, I think Warrior Poet is a really good one for folks who are Christian based. This guy, many, not even just Warrior Poet, they'll have Bible verses at the end of their videos after they talk about carrying a gun. Let that sink in for a moment, right? There's Bible verses where it talks about being prepared to defend yourself. It's not too crazy and too wild to believe that you can have faith and carry a gun at the same time. I remind you guys of the Bushido Code. Fans and are attracted to Asian martial arts and Asian history. The Bushido Code was the code of the Japanese samurai warrior. They carried a weapon religiously. That was part of who they were, the very fiber of their being, carrying that weapon, that item that could sever someone's life and send them to the next very fast. Carrying a gun is no different, guys. Having faith keeps your mind right up here. Bashing gun owners and doing it out of a sense of ignorance. We're only focusing on one type of gun owner: the flexor, the fool, the dimwit one, right? The one who says, hey, I've got a gun because I've got all these misconceptions that a gun makes me a man. I talked about what happens when you have social anxiety disorders and try to carry a gun. The two don't work. In fact, in the state where I do most of my interactions with, they won't even allow you to even purchase a weapon, a handgun especially, if they even suspect that you have a mental illness. So understand, you have to be right up here, and in the faith, you have to be right here, because you could slip into that other side at any moment through self-inflicted wounds or wounds of an assailant that was attempting to take something from you or take the life and the will of you and your family. I'm going to definitely have more faith-based, specifically spirit-keeping content coming up soon. Understand that you do need more than just the spirits, right? Understand my pagan brothers and sisters, the witches, the Wiccans, the Satanists, everyone that's watching me out there, people who are black arts and white arts leaning, people who are in the middle gray, understand that you do need more than just the weapon. You cannot move through this world and believe that just working with magic is good enough. That said, understand that even warriors on the battlefield had faith. This is why I brought up the samurai and the Bushido code. They had two. They're literally two sides of the same coin, as it were. Like, you need both. You can't imagine that walking into a hairy situation, the spirit is going to be able to handle everything for you. They can only do but so much. I was driven to even begin my 2A journey way back a few years ago, and I'll see if I can put the comment up. I gotta go find it. Someone challenged us, guys. Someone said, hey, these spirits are not going to be able to do anything. They're not going to be able to do this and do that. And I said, hey, you know what? Perhaps you're right. Perhaps people need to learn a little bit more. And if anything, having a weapon on you or with you, and this could be any kind of weapon, guys. I'm not advocating for you to all go out there and be trained to protect yourself with a deadly weapon. Having something, remember, all these things are called force multipliers, right? They're called force multipliers. It takes what one person can put down against one person and multiplies and magnifies what you can do to protect yourself, right? So if you watch my videos that I've done over the last year about self-protecting, I've been breaking down martial arts videos. I've been doing a number of gun and firearm content, and you go, you know what? He's right. Let me get whatever's legal in my area, because in some places it's really hard to come across some of these things. I started with flashlights. I started with tactical flashlights, guys. I was trying to get across to you that having any kind of multiplier will help you survive a violent encounter. For my faith guys, think about how much more that protects you when you're dealing with something that could be considered a threat. Think about how your spirits feel when they go, oh my gosh, now I don't have to worry about him as much. Now I can help him more. Now I can help her more. She or he had no idea how many people wanted to take advantage of him or her as he was traversing the city streets. Now, you know, me as a spirit, I feel much more confident that he or she can handle themselves. Think about that for a moment. I feel like some of the faith-based people who watch us, who are looking more for spirit keeping and relying on wards and spells, some of you guys can be a little selfish when it comes down to this. Pushing so much on them. You're requiring so much of them and not thinking about them. How do I know this? I've worked with several well-known conjurers around the world. These are people who have worked with major stars, by the way. Thank you, by the way, for watching. I'll give away the first letter because you know who you are. Thank you, A. I don't know if you want me to give your whole name out, but thank you, A. I appreciate what you've done. Change my world, man. Rock my world. I don't know if I've ever told you this face to face, but I'm telling you now because I know you watch the videos. Thank you, because if it wasn't for you, I would never even have had the gall to go on my 2A journey. Right? I've got a number of content up here planned for the future that is something that I would never have ever even imagined in a million years that I would be doing. And it's all because of the last conjure that you brought into the last couple conjures that you brought into my life that were designed to rock my world, and they have rocked my world. So thank you again, A. I appreciate that. Sometimes picking up that phone and dialing 911 right away leaves you without enough time, right? At best, they're 10-20 minutes away. In that 10-20 minutes, that assailant can do God knows what to you and your family. So yeah, in recap, I just want you guys to understand I'm not advocating that everyone run out and go get a deadly weapon. I understand that not everybody has self-protector DNA in them, right? Some of us are just not built that way. However, I know some of you who watch me for the faith-based spirit-keeping content. I know some of you guys are built. Some of you guys have a warrior spirit. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the people who have been kind of ashamed because of what they've seen in the news. There's a difference between gun ownership and responsible gun ownership, right? In my state, I've been very fortunate. I've been very, very lucky that they require so much of us, right? They even require you to have a safe, so that way someone can't break into your home and use your weapon in a crime somewhere. They require that we report our weapon stolen within 48 hours after we know it's been stolen, so that way they can track those serial numbers and start applying the law as a crackdown on people. I feel like sometimes with the media and the way the news works, that you just hear gun violence, you hear gun this, you hear gun that, and everybody just hates the word gun to the point where the algorithm will hurt you for even using that term. There's so many weapons out there that you can't really hope to protect yourselves from them without having one with you. And from an esoteric standpoint, there is a binding on my weapon. There is a prayer and spells set across my ammunition. Just like someone who to their God and says, hey, send an angel of war to steady their hand, so that way they can make sure that their hits, that their what they fire lands where it's supposed to, and all these different things. I'm just doing it the pagan way. All that stuff still applies, guys. Yes, the firearm is a vessel. If you've been wondering those things, I want to know down below from you guys who have gotten to the end of this video, what do you want to see in 2025 with this new agenda that I've been putting forth for self-protectorship, bundled with the faith of spirit keeping, the faith of paganism? Put down there below. I want to know. I want to see you guys asking about these particular things. If you're new to spirit keeping and you want to know more about it, I implore you to look at some of my older videos. Go ahead and use that comment area down below. Ask me specific questions that you want to know, because if you are someone who was drawn to my channel for my Second Amendment content, and you find a draw to spirit keeping, that could be your particular spiritual guides, your family members that are sitting right next to you. Perhaps you got an uncle or a grandfather that was in the war that was saying, hey, watch this guy, whispering to you, sitting next to you right now, saying, hey, watch that guy. He carries the same kind of weapon I carried when I was in the war. Listen to him. Get over that brainwashing that you received through the news. It's part of your right as an American to carry a weapon. This could be something that is for you. So I want to know down below, do you feel that pull to learn more about spirit keeping? If you look at our comments, we got new comments like every other day of people saying, thank you so much for talking about spirit keeping. So understand that is something that is a legitimate faith-based thing. And don't forget, paganism has been accepted by the U.S. military. But guys, I've already I've taken so much time from you guys. I want to thank you so much to everybody who's watched me throughout 2024 and has tolerated these self-protective focused videos. And I want to reward you with a lot more spirit keeping and paganism based content in 2025. Guys, be safe out there. Have a wonderful new year. Make good decisions for yourself and your spiritual family and your flesh and blood family, guys. I want to see you guys on the other side of 2025 safe. Blessed be.